Hi guys, and welcome back to Pumpkin Plans. I hope you've all had a great week. I'm still catching up on my autumn spreads, so that's why we're still at I think it's the middle of November, or might be the beginning of November, this one. But I'm hoping to try and film quite a lot in the next week or two to try and get back into, to get caught up, and so I can get into all the festive ones, because I'm feeling very festive. I spent most of today listening to Christmas songs. My boyfriend and I were doing like a little cute, I don't know if you've ever seen that little stained glass window, paint your own things. We used to have them a lot as a child, and we found little Christmassy animal ones, so we got that as just a little bit of a fun festive activity for us to do. So yeah, so I've done that today, listened to some Christmas music and just chilled out, so that's been nice. But yeah, this week I'm using this kit from the Pretty Pink Co. It's gorgeous. I love the neutral colours. I always love neutral colours and gold foil. I think it's really nice combination. I am on the Pretty Pink Co PR team, so you can use my code Saskia15 to save. And I also pair this Rose Colour Days, sorry, Adam's doing the dishes, glitter tape with it as well for the headers. So yeah, I'll play some music for you to watch me put the bass down, and then I'll be with you in a bit. Hello again. So I've just switched back to the old microphone I used to use, because for some reason I don't think it was picking up my new one. It sounded very echoey, as if it was using my laptop microphone rather than the USB one. But anywho, I've taken Adam's headset that I used to use, so we'll get on with that. So I thought I'd explain what I'm doing here. So I usually use the page flags anyway, to make like a kind of weekend banner, but I felt like, well, it only came with 6, the kit only came with 6 of them, and I felt like I needed something else, so I used the Rose Colour Days glitter header tape I used for the headers, and I used that instead. So you'll see it was kind of trial and error. The first one I did was terrible, but then I realised about folding it and cutting it rather than trying to freehand do the like bit that makes it the arrow. So yeah, I think that turned out quite nicely. It was nice for a change, and I like the way it then ties in the glitter. Then I just put the weekend banner from the kit on there. I also ended up pulling in Sadie stickers, the white headers with the gold bows on, because I don't know if I left it in or if I cut it out. The other set of headers in the kit, I don't know if they shrunk, or if I think they might have been cut a little bit too short, and so they didn't go all the way to the line, and I did try and make it work, but the like perfectionist in me really hated how it looked, so I just scrapped them and used the Sadie Stickers ones instead. But I think it ended up alright. So I'm just putting in my date dots now. So yeah, this was the beginning to middle of November, and then I'm moving on to my sidebar, and I just loved everything about this kit. I loved kind of the tea vibes and the cozy vibes, and the book, and yeah, everything really. Oh, and actually on that note about books, I actually branched out and I started a bookstagram. So if you're into reading and that kind of thing, feel free to follow me. It's Confidence in My Shelf, over on Instagram, and yeah, I had a lot of fun doing that. So now I'm going to get into, I asked on Instagram for some questions so that I wasn't just talking about the stickers like normal, and I got a few, so I will get going on that. So the first one is from Lydia.plans. She's asked, any advice on budgeting for stickers? There are so many choices, I overspend. I'm probably not the best person to ask because I do set myself a budget, but a lot of the time I do end up going over it. Not massively, but I do go slightly over it. I am getting better at kind of saying to myself, do I need it, do I not need it? And one thing I tend to do is, if it's not a limited edition release, I tend to kind of put things in my cart, leave them for a day or two, then come back at them, look through them again, and then kind of I'll find myself being like, oh, actually, I'm not too keen on that, or actually, I don't need that. And I find that kind of helps me narrow things down, but I'm not the best when it comes to kind of like limited edition things, because I know it's terrible, but I get that kind of worry of FOMO, and so I end up just kind of buying them, which I know I shouldn't, and I'm trying to get better. My resolution for January is to for next year, is to kind of not do that. But yeah, I'd say kind of just set yourself not too small a budget if you can, because then you probably won't stick to it, but like a reasonable budget that you think you can probably do, and then just try and do that. But as I said, if it's not a limited release, I tend to put things in my cart and then just kind of mull over it for a day or two to kind of see if I really want it. Because I was taught when I was younger, if you think about something lots after you've looked at it and then you've left it, then it means you want it. If you don't, then it means you don't want it, and that's what I was always told to do when I was younger. So yeah, sorry that wasn't great advice. I'm probably not the best person about that kind of thing. Next question is from Just a Perfectionist, Malika, my bestie. She said, what's one planner item that you can't live without? That's really tricky. Do you mean like planning weekly, like in this kind of spread? Because if so, it's probably kits. Like I don't think I'm creative. I don't think I have the creative talent enough to kind of just make a full spread with just some random stickers. I think I'd need like a cohesive kit. I think I'd stress too much about it all going together if it wasn't. But I'd probably say weekly kit, but if not, I'd probably say layering items. Like these kind of hexagon and circle things that are in the kit. I have quite a lot from like Sadie Stickers and the Pretty Pinko, that I like to pull into my spreads. So I'd probably say that, but then again, I love a foiled icon and headers. So that's really difficult. Why did you do this to me, Malika? Yeah, we'll go with that for now. She also said, is there any trends you would like to see make a comeback? P.S. I love you so much. I love you so much too. But any trends? I've only been in the planner community about a year and a half now, just over a year and a half. So I wouldn't say, I don't really know of many trends. I feel like people don't do as much of the, not no white space, but the kind of, although there are still a lot of planners, I guess just the people I follow don't do as much of the kind of less white space, where it's kind of like all like a fancy label, then a half box and a quarter box, that kind of thing. That's a really hard question. I don't think I can answer that. Yeah, I think maybe I just haven't been in the community long enough. Sorry, Malika. But Malika, you tell me in the comments what's one plan trend you wish would come back. And anyone else, feel free to answer that one. Okay, and probably the last question I'm going to have time to do is from Connie at coco.plans, who's absolutely amazing. Go follow her if you don't already. But she said, what are your favourite holiday traditions? Probably Mum and I tend to, it's just me and my mum at Christmas most of the time, so, well, we go to my grandparents as well, but we tend to open a present on Christmas Eve, so we say we can open a present, and that's always fun. Well, oh no, I probably won't this year, obviously, because of COVID, but I used to spend Christmas Eve, before I went home to open the presents with my mum. On Christmas Eve, I'd go to my best friend and her family's house, and we'd have dinner there. We didn't do it last year. No, I don't think we did it last year in the end. She didn't come home from where she was living at the time until, I think she might have spent Christmas away that year. But this year, we won't be doing it because of COVID, obviously. COVID is still a very real thing. So it will just be me and mum this year. But I love playing party games with my family. We always Skype with my aunt and cousin who live in Canada, so we'll Skype them on Christmas Day. One thing we do at my grandma and granddad's, we have a tea time present, so my grandma gets us all little kind of, it's smaller things like a little notepad or some chocolates or that kind of thing. She wraps up these little presents and puts them under the tree, and then there are tea time gifts. So in the evening, when we're having our cup of tea and kind of leftovers for dinner, we have that present, and I always love doing that. That's a really fun thing to do as well. I think that's about it, really. So I've said a lot. Now I've just realised. Connie's also said, what is your planner choice 2021? So I currently have a Recollections, the Celestial one, and I was going to use that as my memory planner, but Harriet Wright Designs has just released a coiled planner, so I'm kind of torn between the two. I've already got the Recollections, and obviously it is dated, and being a Celestial one, it does tailor to 2021, so I feel I kind of have to use that. But I also really love the look of the Harriet Wright Designs one, and I love the clear tabs because I kind of want to do my own, stick my own vinyls and decorate my own divider for each month. But I don't really know what I would do with two planners in that kind of format. Let me know if you have an idea of how I could use them. I was thinking I could do one with all Disney kits and one with just normal, because I have so many Disney kits, but then I can't decide which planner I do which with. But yeah, other than that, I've got a Stalogy, however you say it, that Kristen from Kristen's Planner helped me decide on, and I'm going to try daily journaling, so I might show a bit of that, I'm not sure. But yeah, this is it for the spread. I hope you enjoy. Here's a close-up after the wiggle. I think it turned out really nice. I experimented a little bit with some of my layering, but yeah, I had a lot of fun, and that's the main thing, isn't it? So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you feel like it. It would be lovely to have you here, and have a safe week. See you soon. Bye.